Okay, guys, I'm here with John Ferdico from Hawaiian
Air Depot.
Air Depot. Okay, and what do you guys got for us today?
We do downloadable digital designs so that modelers who are working with silhouette and cricket cutters can download a design for, typically we do masks, we also do styrene detail parts. We've got alignment aids, and we're starting to do, out of craft foam, we're starting to do overspray masks. So you can go ahead and cut those out with your cutter and pop, and this is for the Mini Art P47 Thunderbolt. You pop it right into the landing gear bay, spray around it, pop it right back out.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's for the Mini Arts. Yeah, that's one of our detail sets.
Yeah.
And what you can do there is you cut out of typically between 5 and 15,000 styrene. You can cut the parts to assemble and then create essentially, in this case, the Thunderbolt, the Mini Art Thunderbolt came with the wrong cockpit floor, so this replaces it with the proper later
that's awesome.
cockpit floor.
Can you show us how some of the masks lay on the model so we're getting a good lineup?
Oh yeah, yeah. In fact, we what we like to do with our mask, because when you buy a store-bought mask, it's so difficult to align properly and stuff like that, is we include an alignment aid with most of our big cuts like this. Here's the Airfix Hellcat. And of course, we got the standard kind of mask for the national insignia, but the outside edge of the mask actually acts as an alignment aid. If you can see here closely, when you'll see the edges align with the panel line, and there with the cutout of the tail, and then the panel line here. So if you line those up when you lay the mask down, you'll know that the insignia is right where the factory drawings say it should be, and it'll be aligned properly with the center line of the fuselage.
That is awesome. I love that innovation. Yeah, because I've tried to cut a few out on my own, and like you said, especially with the stars and bars, that alignment can get so wonky, and then you got crooked looking markings on your plane, and it's no fun.
You're doing it 5, 6, 7 times just to get it straight. So this is kind of designed to really kind of go down in place. In fact, I got a sample of the instruction sheet over here. So when you do a download, it'll come with a PDF that has a placement guide on it, shows you everything. This is for the Qatari Spitfire. And what we'll do is we'll sort of show you, okay, if you set it up so you line the mask to the edge of the canopy there, that'll sort of fit right in place for the edge of the...
I was telling you earlier, but I have a Cricut Joy, which is like the smallest entry level or atomic crickets silhouettes. If you had to recommend a mask cutter, which way would you lean?
They're both good machines. In fact, I've cut the same designs on both types of machines, and you can't tell the difference once it's cut, But we like the silhouettes just a little bit better because we find that the interface is a little bit better.
Okay.
Both in terms of just basic cutting, but especially when you start getting into your mad scientist modeling stuff and you really want to kind of play around with the controls on the machine, try to cut stuff that's sort of a little bit out of the line. The silhouettes tend to let you do a lot more of that than the Cricuts do. So for that reason only, really, I think that the better place to start at this point is a silhouette.
Cool. Yeah, these are awesome, and that's such a great idea. Is, like I said, providing the work, and then I'll pay it. You do it, I'll pay for it. So it looks like you get online and you download a file. Is that?
Yep, exactly. Yeah, and one more important aspect of it too is that I think is a real benefit is we sell it with a personal use license, but it's an unlimited personal use license, which means that as long as you're using it for your own models and you're not sharing it with your friends or selling it to anybody else, you can cut as many as you want. So if you got 10 Spitfires to do, you can cut the mask set 10 times. You make mistakes, you can cut it over again and stuff like that. If you've got some basic vector drawing chops, you can even modify them. You want to change a number or something like that. So you can use them however you like for your own models.
Okay, that's awesome. Yeah, man, this is a great idea. I always want to make my own. I've tried, and I've gotten some okay results, but you got to put in, you got to learn a whole new thing. So the fact that you did all the learning and all the working, I appreciate it, man. I think that's a really great idea.
I slaved in front of the computer 9 hours.
Yeah, well, I'm glad. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad you did.
I appreciate it. So I just let you know too, we're doing a convention special. We're doing 15% off.
Okay.
Of everything on the order at HawaiianAirDepot.com.
Okay.
There's a code, a checkout code right there on the front page.
Awesome. Thank you, John.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Fit on that. When you were a kid, you just put more glue on it and it was fine. But now, I told my boss,
All right, everybody. I'm here with Wayne Tevlin from Yellow Wing Decals. Wayne, nice to meet you. Glad to see you at Nats. And tell us a little bit about your company.
Well, we started back in, I guess it was 2003. I had a love for between the wars airplanes, 1930 and 1942. And nobody was basically making decals for that era. It was a niche area, but we figured we could fill the gap. And there was a lot of guys out there interested in that particular era like us. It's called the Golden Age.
Yeah.
A lot of aircraft manufacturers were changing, building better aircraft, and that's why they called it the Golden Age.
Yeah. I'm going to say it's probably hard to find references and stuff of these things. So how do you guys go about doing your research and getting things accurate?
Well, my wife and I, we basically make trips to the National Archives in Washington, D.C., and go through their drawings that they have for the Navy and the Army Air Corps, and we're able to find what we need to make our decals right there.
That's awesome.
And you can show them some pictures right here of some of the stuff that we get.
That's incredible. And those are prints of
actual
the real drawings.
Yeah.
That's something else, man. And so you guys just spend your time in the archives just going through information and photocopying stuff?
Yep. That's exactly right.
That's really cool. And it looks like you have some coming and some released. How many different sets of decals do you think you have? Just
Oh, it's over 100, but I don't remember at last count how many, but we keep trying to add new ones all the time.
Yeah.
I know in the 1/72nd scale stuff, we don't have a lot, but we do have some in the works that the guys can be looking forward to.
And do you follow the release of kits and stuff? Because it seems like you're going to have to, these are such unique aircraft. These aren't major market kits. So do you guys pay attention to what's being released or what's already out there that could be adapted?
Absolutely. In fact, when we see that there's going to be a new kit released, like for instance, the recent release of the 1/32nd scale TBD Devastator by Trumpeter, we had those decals probably already made 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah.
But because the kit was in their catalog for over 10 years, but we knew it was going to be eventually released. So we had a jump start on that. But we do follow the releases. That's very important. You want to be first if you can.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes it doesn't work out that way.
Yeah.
I wish they would make more aircraft in our generation, for the Golden Age. But
I think I'm starting to. I find it fascinating, and just that all around the world, that interwar period. It's like those are some really cool. I mean, you can tell that, especially combat aircraft, they're just right at that precipice of going over to what they should.
It's very popular because they're very colorful.
That's true too.
They weren't very good at wartime, being all those colors.
Yeah.
They did drop everything in 1941.
Right.
So, but during that Golden Age, they were beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Well, this is really awesome. You guys have a really unique and interesting product. So, and I know a few guys who have who've talked very highly of you in doing these interwar
we try and make a
planes.
good product, and the research that goes into it says it all, pretty much.
Yeah.
So,
Great.
I also had an uncle that got me interested in aircraft way back when I was just a tot.
Yeah.
And he ended up flying B-52s during the Cuban Missile Crisis. And so I have history.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, thank you guys. I hope you do well this week, and it was a pleasure meeting you.
Hey, thanks for the interview.
Thank you. Hey guys, I'm here with George Canari from Tamiya. And what is your role at Tamiya, George?
I'm the senior sales representative for Tamiya America. I handle retail accounts and distributor accounts along the East Coast and also throughout the United States.
Awesome. It looks like we have a nice display of what Tamiya is coming out with here. What are some of the newer kits we're seeing this year?
Well, what's new at this display is our Nissan 240Z down over here.
Okay.
And it should be hitting retail stores in the US fairly shortly. The picking orders to send these products out to distributors, or this particular product out to distributors and retailers, were sent this week. So it will be hitting retail stores shortly. We have the 72nd scale F35B, which was again announced at the Shizuoka Hobby Show this past May in Japan. And it will be also hitting retail hobby stores shortly as well.
That is awesome. That's such a good scale for that kit. So as mainly an aircraft modeler, and personally, I build scale to subject. So the Wildcats I would build in 148, but bigger stuff like a modern jet I'd build 72nd. Is there any plans, do you know of, to introduce more 72nd scale kits or shrink down existing kits to that scale? Do you know?
There's always some ideas of that nature that goes around with our planning and product development department in Tamiya Inc. But we will wait and see what comes to fruition in the next couple of years or so with particular subjects.
Okay, that's awesome. It's great to see you guys here. I mean, who doesn't love a Tamiya kit? If anybody's going to start modeling, that's probably the first model you should do is a Tamiya kit.
Yes.
So yeah, I think everybody's excited to see you guys, what you got. Re-releasing the new Ukrainian versions of the Leopard and the Abrams are especially cool right now.
And then we have the new Leopard 2 Ace 7V.
And this is a completely new tooled kit?
This is a completely new tooled kit. And also, as part of the release, we've included the detail up parts set with the metal or aluminum barrel that's sold
awesome.
Separately.
Okay.
But you can add that as an additional item to your kit.
And this is on the market right now?
Currently, it is available through hobby stores and online retailers as well.
Or George. Thanks for your time. I'll let you get back to it here, and we appreciate it. And I think everybody's let's go Tamiya. So
thank you for your support, and enjoy your time at wherever you model, and happy modeling.
Thank you. Okay, guys, I'm here with Kenneth Alfter from the Glue Looper. Kenneth, so just tell us a little bit about your company and how you came up with this amazing product.
Thank you. Well, the origin starts in about 1982. I was doing quite a bit of model making. I came up with a bent piece of piano wire that was attached to I think it was a vascular clamp. And I used this, loop-shaped object to glue small parts onto tank vehicles. Fast forward, let's see, what year is that? Probably 2010. We were sitting at the kitchen table one day, and Ann was telling me about gluing insect specimens that had disrepair and parts had fallen off the insect sample.
Yeah.
And she was showing me how they glue things at the university, and I thought, well, that's not a good way to do it. I'm like, let me show you how to glue this. So I brought this loop-shaped object out and dipped it into the glue, and fixed her insect for her. And it's like, that's amazing. You should patent these and sell them. And that's how we got.
That's incredible. A little insect Frankenstein brought on the Glue Looper.
Yeah. So I thought about it. I one of the things, the saying, sleep on it. And so I slept on it. I came up with a design that replicated the original loop, and submitted the first provisional patent, and that went through. And at that point, we hired an attorney, and we, got our first patent on the first design. We now have 5 patents. We've branched out into medical applicators for surgery.
Okay.
So we've branched out substantially.
That's hearing that's really cool to know, because there's something about when you come up with something for modeling, there's the general market, then there's the guys like us who are the tip of the spear. So like if you go too niche, you're not going to make anything. Go too broad, but the fact that you've taken this hobby tool and branched it out into like medicine,
Right.
That's really fascinating.
Right.
That's really incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Cool.
So do you?
Right on. So I bought some yesterday.
We have
I'm excited to use them, and they seem really popular.
thank you. Yeah.
So right on. And then
Let me explain how they work.
yeah, and then I'm going to cut over to Ann here, and she's going to give us a little demo. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going
Okay. And Ann's going to give us a demo of the Glue Looper here.
All right, so we have 4 different loopers, and I'm going to start by showing you our version 2. And I'm going to start by cleaning the tool. And this one is made for real low viscosity glues or real watery glues. And this is just a water bottle top, so I'm going to put a drop of glue out. And then I'm going to pick up the glue in the loop and see that it's in there. And then I have pre-positioned my parts together, and I'm just going to touch the looper to the seam, and I've had a lot of coffee this morning. And then the glue flows in via capillary action.
Okay.
So a couple of things about the looper is it is stainless steel, so I can flame this off all day long, and it's not going to anneal or break or anything like that. We put a fluid groove in, which you can see right here. So when you pick up the glue, some of it travels up that channel, and that's going to help self-regulate the amount of glue in the loop and allow you to do several small applications with one dip. We put a fold line in, which you can see right there, and you can see the edge of that right there. So when you fold it over, it makes it the same thickness as your hobby blade, so you can use it in any handle that you already have. Then we have our version 3, and this one is for thick glues. And once again, I'm going to start by cleaning that off. And so this would be like glues that are the consistency of maple honey or syrup. So this would be your epoxies, your gel glues, anything that will just like hold its own shape. So I'm going to drag the looper through the glue. You can see that it's in there.
Okay.
And then with this, I'm going to draw lines. These lines are 15 thousandths of an inch thick. Or you can make small dots. It just depends on whatever your project requires. So this is stainless steel. The back folds over, but the fluid grooves are actually inside the cloth. So when you drag it through the glue, you're actually forcing the glue into those channels, and that's what regulates the amount of glue that you have to use. Our version 4 is for really tiny parts, so this would be like for grab irons, rigging, anything that just requires the teeniest amount of glue. And so this is back to the low viscosity glue, and once again I'm going to load that up. So this one is really hard to demo because it delivers such a small amount of glue. What I can show you is that I can make tiny dots with this, and I have gotten up to 34 dots with one dip. See that?
Yeah.
So this is what the channel looks like on this looper. And so the secret to using this is once you've loaded it with glue, the only part that you're going to touch to your project is going to be this lower lip here, and then that's what's going to release the glue.
Okay.
And then we have a brand new one, which is our version 5. And this is what this one looks like. And the idea here is that the glue collects in this upper channel here, and then these holes are what stops it from gushing out, and then you release the tension by whatever you're going to be doing, whether you're touching this to make dots or drawing lines with it or whatever you're using it for.
Wow. That is some impressive stuff. I've already bought one set. I'm probably going to buy another set, to be honest. This is personally an essential. I need it so bad in my toolbox. I've been using toothpicks and stuff, and it just does not come out looking great. So seeing the fact that you can apply small dots in those lines and get it right where you need to be, you guys probably made one of my favorite tools of Nat's. So I'm happy I found it. I'm happy I bought it, and go buy glue loopers because these things are incredible, guys. Thank you, Ann.
Thank you.
All right, guys, I'm here with the one, the only Nestor Espinoza from Spray Gunner. And he's very talented airbrusher model maker, but he's got some really big news he just announced at this IPMS Nationals. Nestor, what do you got for us?
We got the new book. It's the first book published from Ammo by Mig related to the scale cars. Finally, after 20 plus years, finally we got something related to scale cars.
That's awesome.
And I'm so happy. I'm so glad to this book get my name on it.
Yes.
And that it was after 5 years of super hard work, produce all this model, all these stories with ton of love for you guys.
That's incredible. And so are these kits, are these models around? Is this any of your work?
All of those.
All of this is your work?
All of those.
That's fantastic stuff, man. And are you mainly a car modeler?
No. That is kind of suited tanks, you know.
Okay.
I use the same techniques they use on the planes, tanks, chips.
Yeah.
And it's the same rust, the same dirty, the same weathering, the same technique. Just use it in the scale cars war.
Okay. And we got tons of awards for you too. That's incredible, man.
Yeah, we put some of those models in the contest. You know, I love about the contest is this environment. You know, the friends, the people is very, very familiar year by year. Share with all these people is super, super awesome. It's like go and spend some time with your family.
Right.
And for this reason, I'm use some of those models and I'm just put in some contests.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And when did you, just a real quick backstory, when did you get into airbrushing and modeling, and how did that develop for you?
Yeah, I'm starting when I have 6 years old, and one grandmother gave me one puzzle. But she thought it was a puzzle, and it was my first scale model kit. It was a one airplane, and that's changed my life, you know, for completely. I understand at these years that this scale model is not a toy. It's a super realistic representation of one real vehicle. And then during the last 30 years, I'm do almost everything. I'm do cars, I'm do figures, I'm do dragons, I'm do sci-fi, tanks, everything. And I believe that always all the stuff that you can learn is worthy for you in whatever of discipline that you do in the scale modeling. All the techniques you can apply, and you can use it.
That's awesome. And how long have you been with Spray Gunner?
2.5 years.
2.5 years.
Yeah,
very nice.
It was for me like the 5 years. We do a lot of stuff in these 2.5 years.
Yeah.
And this Spray Gunner is a super great company. The energy, the people, we are a joint team. The people passion and love all this stuff,
Yeah.
all the airbrush, the painting, and it's awesome.
Well, I mean, that's what's cool about coming to this hobby, is seeing people succeed like this and get their efforts rewarded with, you know, publishing and awards and talents like that. And I got to thank you. You invited me out to your celebratory
Thank you
dinner
so
last
much,
night. We
my
had a
friend.
blast.
Awesome.
We
Yeah.
laughed. We drank. That's what this is all about.
Absolutely, we have a fun time yesterday.
Yeah. So I've interviewed Spray Gunner before, but you guys, base any of your airbrushing needs, Spray Gunner's pretty much got it covered. Yeah.
Yeah, Spray Gunner. Yeah, it's a company dedicated to offer the best solution for the people, the hour of the paint.
Yeah.
You know, the best airbrush that you feel comfortable in your hand.
Mm-hmm.
Different brands. We have everything, and also the replacement parts.
Yes.
The service, all
Okay.
accessories that you cannot imagine how many accessories we have on Spray Gunner. That's our approach. You know, offer the best solution always about the old paint industry and different markets. You know, cosplay, scale modeling, even real cars too. You know, and
Yeah. Awesome. Well, Nestor, thank you. Congratulations on your success, and you deserve it. And I hope you have fun the rest of the weekend.
thank you so much, Ashley.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Nestor.
a lot.
Okay, everybody, I'm here with the one and only Steve Manzel from Flagstaff, Arizona, and he's known for value gear. Steve, how is Nats treating you so far?
That's pretty good. It's I get to see all my friends and hang out and talk to people that know what I'm saying without having to explain anything.
Exactly.
And that's awesome.
Now, I see you helping a lot of people out, and you got a demo. Let's take a look at what you brought to your trades this year.
All right, so I have my normal universal generic gear that's kind of fill up your spares box. You can find the tarp roll or whatever you need to just add a little color, a little story to your build. I always talk about the stowage stuff as being background trash.
Mm-hmm.
And the point of it is just to add a little story to the story, you know, because these vehicles are lived in, and these poor farm kids or whoever that's driving them around, I mean, they're just trying to survive in a terrible situation.
Right.
So they're going to find, carry, steal, whatever they can get their hands on that'll help them live.
Exactly.
And that's what I try to make.
Yeah.
That's
Right on.
and
it looks like you have a lot of, I really like your bases and stuff. You got a lot of sandbags and barriers and whatnot.
yeah, so we have American stuff for World War II. We have the sandbags. The sandbags are for kind of building your own diorama, or some kind of revetment or something that would hold, like an airplane edge of an airfield.
Right.
And then I've made these bases. These bases are kind of a pain in my ass. They're hard to cast. They disrupt my normal workflow, so I only sell them at shows.
Okay.
And
those are pretty great, and the textures you get in there and
some
stuff.
shows I sell tons of them, and this show I've sold none. I haven't sold any of them this whole time.
Well, I might buy
It's very
one.
strange. Well,
And
you
then it
don't
looks
have
like
to.
you got, and then are those like more modern Hescos?
Yeah, this would be like a Hesco wall where they stacked up one yard cube Hescos and or 1 meter yard or 1 meter Hescos, and it fits a Humvee really nicely.
Oh yeah, that look nice.
And
Right
then
on,
a
man.
little modern command post or
Yeah.
machine gun gatehouse or something
Yeah.
like that.
That's awesome.
And then we got 124 scale, 148 scale, 172 scale, some sci-fi. My friend Rebecca makes these 172 scale bases,
okay.
and they are. She's from South Carolina, and she does a good job with that. And every show I go to, I just bring some of her stuff so other people can see it and learn about it. And I have like certain people that just come and buy like 4 or 5 every time they see them.
Yeah.
They're just like, I gotta have them.
Right on.
So, and then we got 1/16 scale, and our friend Chris Porcher is making this 3D printed stuff, and it's more kind of sci-fi, post-apocalyptic kind of thing. So he's got milk crates and traffic cones and big wheels,
That's awesome.
and it's fantastic.
That is awesome. Yeah, you brought the whole
So-
kit and caboodle. So
yeah, he's a friend, and he wasn't going to be here, so I wanted to just bring some of his stuff so other people could get it and see what it is.
that's what's great about this community. I mean, I've already bought something for somebody who couldn't be here, and I'm happy to do it.
Somebody made me buy an airplane book. I was like, I don't know fucking nothing about airplanes, like what?
Okay.
But I had to go find a book.
Right. So how'd you get started in this?
So I used to own a print shop. I worked 60, 80 hours a week. I had 25 employees. I hated my life, you know, and it was just so tiring. And my wife got a job opportunity to go to Dublin, Ireland. And so it gave me the chance to leave that life forever. And I was trying to find something that I could do from anywhere that I didn't hate.
Okay.
And this is what I came up with. So
Great. That's a great idea. Is there any prospect of you yourself moving into 3D printing with the Value Gear? Or are you still resin casting?
resin casting is almost everything I do. But I have had friends like Jackson and Grizz and Chris Benchoof. They've drawn things for me, and I do 3D print those. And it's always stuff that's like impossible to cast, you know, but it's wrenches and food cans and just little trinkets. I mean, you know, that's my favorite thing about dioramas is just seeing like the weird trash in the background. You know, there's a broken plate. You know, there's you know, a stuffed animal sitting in a pile of rubble. It's like, I think that is brilliant. It adds like a really deep story to the build. So
right on. Well, and you have a pretty neat little demo setup, don't you? You got a little place.
We like to show people how to maybe use a little bit of tarp and then some of the pieces from us or pieces from the kit and kind of merge it all together to make it look more realistic.
That's awesome.
So this is last year in Texas we did all of this. And it's just a good way for people to learn that they can do something very simple and make it look more realistic. It doesn't have to be this really involved process. You could just roll out some putty like Brian's doing, flip-flop it on there, and then merge a crate into it, and it looks so much more natural. So, and it doesn't even have to be perfect or square or symmetrical. It's just
that's awesome.
So Brian's trying to see what he can do. And then Mike McElhaney, the Nuke Man, he's over there carving foam and just telling everybody how to do it, because it's a hobby of sharing, a hobby of teaching.
Of course. That's awesome. I love the demo setup. That's really key. People putting their hands on things and seeing how they function is great for the hobby and great for the product.
You all done?
That's a camouflage bag.
Is it perfect?
No, but it's
a start.
It's a concept.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, Steve. Well, thank you so much, and I'm glad we got to catch up, man. Thank you.
Thanks, buddy.